It looks like any other high school football game, but this one is different. On the minds of players and fans is Ryan Stuka. The 20-year-old Beaumont man has been missing since February of this year. Ryan's uncle Kyle is at the game, reminded of the times he saw his nephew Ryan play for the Bandits. As for the search efforts,
we're always reaching out to people and asking, do you recall anything or do you remember anything from that night when he disappeared? And sometimes we hear little pieces of clues or evidence that might help us lead towards one direction or another, but still come up empty-handed, so that's why we continue to search.
If anyone has information about Ryan's disappearance, they're being urged to contact the Kamloops RCMP detachment or Crime Stoppers.
That sucks.
Back door open. Back door open.
This program to bring you a special report.
A gruesome discovery, a headless body found floating in a fish tank. The apartment belongs to a man who's been missing for weeks.
Neighbors tell us that they've called police, but nothing came of their concerns until police officers finally went inside. There they discovered human remains 2 weeks ago in the apartment on Clara Street in the Soma neighborhood.
KPIX5's Susie Steimel spoke to neighbors who'd been fearing the worst. Susie?
Well, Liz and Ken, Brian Egg's neighbors have been worried sick about him since they last saw him.
I was suspicious already, and not just me, lots of other people too.
Police confirm a handless, headless body was discovered inside a fish tank at 228 Clara Street. The body was so badly decomposed, police couldn't identify the sex. Scott Free worries it's the man who owns the home, his friend Brian Egg.
They're not officially saying that it is him, but I would be so surprised if it turned out to be someone else.
Scott started sounding the alarm on this months ago. He also called police asking for a wellness check. Police say they performed 3 separate wellness checks, but since no one answered the door and circumstances didn't appear suspicious, they didn't request a search warrant or ever go inside.
We don't just break down doors every time someone reports that someone is missing.
But you had family and neighbors saying over and over again at that time that they thought he was dead.
I don't have information that said that they thought that he was dead, just that there was people that were coming and going and they hadn't seen him.
It wasn't until a crime scene cleanup truck arrived in front of Brian's home that police finally went in.
If we hadn't said anything, would it have just been ignored all this time? The police didn't seem to take much interest at first.
Reporters asked police that very question. If neighbors hadn't been so persistent, would they have found the body by now?
We might not. That's correct. And that's where you usually rely on family or someone to let you into the place.
Back door open.